Before heading off to Washington this week, the British Prime Minister David Cameron outlined his vision for a big society. It was the central theme of the Conservatives' election campaign, and it involves a wholesale shift in responsibilities from Whitehall to charity groups. This so-called mass transfer of power is expected to see volunteers doing everything from running parks, libraries and post offices to taking over the local pubs. Europe correspondent Emma Alberici reports.
These young people are giving their free time to help the council in Camden make this nature reserve look a little more inviting for the local North London community.
To an extent, it's what makes things happen. This mural wouldn't be happening if there weren't volunteers.
Your satisfaction that knowing that you've helped someone else, who's got less than you have. So I think it's a great thing, yeah, definitely.
It's this culture of community service that the British Prime Minister brought to Liverpool, one of 4 regions in the UK signed up to pioneer the program. It was here that David Cameron made his first big society speech since taking office in May. The idea is to, in his words, encourage every adult in the UK to sign up to a neighbourhood group.
We've got the biggest budget deficit in the G20. And over the past decade, many of our most pressing social problems have actually got worse. So it's time for something different, something bold, something that doesn't just pour money down the throat of wasteful, top-down government schemes. The big society is that something different and bold.
What makes this policy particularly bold is that in places like Liverpool, responsibility for certain public services like the National Museum will be devolved to volunteers.
We can't get away from the fact that we were all facing up to 40% cuts, and that's because of this fiscal problem. We have to be pragmatic about that. On another day, in another arena, I, as chair of National Museums, will actually be standing there saying, you can't cut our grant. And on the other hand, we have to be responsible about it all. And so we have to find ways, how can we be more creative?
The recruitment, training and administration involved in David Cameron's big idea will be funded through the Big Society Bank, using money in unclaimed bank accounts throughout the country. The Big Society Bank will be entitled to take that money when it's lied dormant in those accounts for more than 15 years. Brian Mayers runs a matchmaking service at the Bankers Association, trying to link unclaimed bank accounts with their owners. Can you understand how some people might find this concept a little disturbing, given that might be their money you're spending without their permission?
It's absolutely crucial to the whole project that the integrity of the customer's money is absolutely preserved, and it's something we've been working with the government for some time on to ensure that even if the money is paid into the reclaim fund, a proportion is always set aside so that if somebody comes 20, 30 years or even longer to reclaim their money, they're able to do so.
How much money are we talking about in the first instance that might be available for this Big Society Bank?
We're looking at about £400 million unclaimed at the moment in bank accounts. There's a little more in building society accounts, maybe 100 to 150 million.
The young people about to paint a mural over the graffiti in Camden are among thousands signed up by community service volunteers run by Elizabeth Hoodless, who's been made a dame for her contribution to volunteering. Among her other projects is the Dinner Partner scheme to address the problem of frail patients who don't eat in hospitals.
Research shows that dinner partners, by encouraging patients to eat, by helping them cut it up, by even lifting it to their mouths, have the impact of enabling patients to go home 24 hours earlier because they're more nourished, they recover faster. Excellent. And that saves the hospital £600 for every patient who goes home early.
How comfortable are you with the funding stream for the Big Society, given it's coming from unclaimed money in dormant bank accounts?
I know 2 people with accounts that they haven't touched for a very long time and are having a great struggle getting the money back because the banks have swept them up. It's inconvenient for them. This is a long-standing discussion going on in this country about how long a bank account can be dormant and where the benefits should go. So I think watch this space.
The opposition claims the big society is a big con, a way to cut the public service budget in disguise. David Cameron denies that, and he'll take it a step further by encouraging every 16-year-old in the country to sign up for some kind of military or community service. Emma Alberici, Lateline.